Next. Sorry guys, I'm going to be just slamming out boxes the next couple days. I've got a bunch of shit up on the table that I got to get done. And this is one of them that I just needed to get banged out real fast. Okay, Mr. C, here is your M4v that, well, this is the one that took my fingertip off when I cut the fan hole in that stainless steel. Yep, sliced it clean off on this box. Mr. C sent this back. The output fell out in this thing. He said he was having input issues and he wanted to do something different for the input drive. So, since it came here, what we did is we added another transistor to it. So now it's a 2 driving 8. It's a full-blown m4v to the maximum now. We're not seeing a whole lot more watts out of it. What we did figure out is what happened with the output power. We had this post induction cap go bad, and then we had this trimmer arc over on the inside. It's shit bucket now. And then, like I said, I added this transistor on this side, so now it's a 2 driving 8. But because I know how this guy wants to use it is the thing. He wants to use this as like an all band, all mode thing. So what we did is we left, when I reattached the driver section, because we'd bypassed this in the previous video, when I reattached the driver, I left the input attenuator in, okay, which allows us to have an incredibly low input SWR, like it's almost completely flat. The upside of the attenuator allows you to be able to go running a high power radio into this amp. It's not going to do anything more than 800 to 900 watts is all we're going to get out of this. We did this intentionally because the limited amount of heatsink and the way this guy's going to try and use it. So if you use an antenna tuner at this point, you're not going to have any problems running this thing up to 800 watts now, period. The other thing that's holding you back on power is this. These are horse shit. I'm just going to say this right out front. These little clips are fucking garbage. And just because I said the F word right there, Google's going to ding this thing and it's going to say, your video is not suitable for monetization. Well, that's great, because my videos aren't monetized. Kiss my ever-living, including the dingle-buried side of the butt, Google. Look. This is a cheaper version of an Anderson clip, you guys. It's really pretty looking. I mean, they're really quite pretty looking, and they're a modular system. So you can knock this pin out, and you can separate your positive negative poles. Now, Mr. C has gone and put epoxy-based heat shrink, and those are soldered and the whole 9 yards. I give him props for that. The problem is that this is almost a 170 amp amplifier. Otherwise, it's going to pull about 170 amps when it's fully stroked out. They claim that these things are good for 50 amps. So there's a 100 amp difference between this clip and what this box is. This is actually about 35 amps. So you might as well just put a big giant resistor on your positive and negative poles. And this will cause you more problems than anything else in the universe. You want to go to a 175 amp Anderson clip at a minimum. At a minimum. I really strongly suggest that people don't use these. If you need to use a connector, I say 175 amp at a minimum Anderson connector. And the reason I say Anderson connector is the way they're put together, the finger that makes contact on the inside of the connector. I mean, you're only working on surface tension as the one clip is passing the other clip. They're making contact. You only got that small amount of surface area to make all your amperage and your voltage connections. Okay? If you're going to do anything, go down and buy the little twist lock welding connectors. They work way better. And you'd be surprised how much better your amplifier puts out power. This right here, I want to chop this off and throw it in the trash. But I'm going to be kind enough and I'm going to put it back on the amplifier and send it back. Those connectors look pretty, but they're worthless. Worthless. Just so you all know. You might want to, you could use that on like maybe your Striker. I guess you could use that on your Striker or maybe like your 2950. You wouldn't want to use it on that. You'd probably want to go and get, you know, the 50 amp Anderson clip. It's actually 50 amp rated, UL underwritten. tested. Just saying. So anyhow, okay, all that aside, Mr. C, I'm going to come down off my soapbox and let's go talk about your amp. So let's reach down here and turn on the 1,000 amp power supply. We turn on the 2950. We're going to turn off the messenger. Hello. Hello. Doesn't matter. It's only going to do 800 watts no matter what we do here. Okay. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. 20 watts peak, right? Yay, 20 watts peak. All right, let's go ahead and turn the amp on. 1,000 watt in PEP, 1,000 watt average, 5 watt slug and reverse. 5 watt slug and reverse between the 2950 and, of course, the messenger. Hello. Hello. 800 watts. Hello. About 210 average. So we got our input tune. Like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy low. So I'm gonna shut that down. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna hit it a little bit harder because I want to show you something. It doesn't make any difference because we got that big attenuator in there now. Okay, so we're gonna put a 90 watt radio into this thing, and we're not gonna chooch out them 455s. It's like magic. It's like magic, dude. Okay, so first let me show you drive. Hello. There's our 90 watts. So make sure I got my dead key low enough. Hello. Let's raise our dead key up a little bit. Hello. Hello. Doesn't make any difference. It's because the attenuator. Our input tune. It's driving it with a 90 watts worth of input power, just like in a 706 or any of your modern ham radios. That's it. Mr. C, this thing is going to run and 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 run. Now that we've replaced this cap with that cap, and we replaced the capacitor that was here, changed out the cap that was down here, we pulled a cap out that was over here, replaced the cap that's down in here, you're done. You're done. And like we discussed, this thing's a mess. The high, medium, and low board's a mess, so we've got that bypassed. And that's what allows us to be able to be high drive. That's it. Well, Mr. C, thank you. This finishes you up for the day. Now I got to jump on to two other big projects. I've got a 24 pill, a 2x8, and a 48 pill. I got to go stuff fans in and get the videos shot for those. So on that note, I'm going to say, gentlemen, your friend in Idaho, if you are a first-time viewer, long-time listener, first-time caller, make sure to click subscribe. Help a fat guy in Idaho out. Make sure to hit the notification button. That way y'all can follow along. Gentlemen, I got to get. I'm going to go. I'm going to be gone. I'll see ya. Back off onto another project. Bye. Appreciate you. Another guy 10-8 straight. I hate this amp. It cut my finger off one time. I'll see you. Bye-bye.